What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Zoommates podcast. This is the podcast where we're just trying not to get canceled. I'm one of your hosts, Nick Eaton, and to my side, I got my main man, 100 Grand, best friend for over 20 years. In the streets, they call him Cinco de Villain. The ladies, they call him the Philosopher Chocolates, and got a new nickname. New nickname.
Oh, no.
Brand new nickname.
No.
Nestle Snipes. He is Dark. What up, Felt 5?
What's good, man? Hey, man, look. Nestle Snipes, dog.
Nestle Snipes.
Oh, man. That's good. I like that. You know what I'm saying? You know?
He gonna add that to his Instagram tag. Can't tell him nothing.
You know? I like that. Nestle Snipes. Let's go. How everything been, man? Like, where the hell have we been? I'm pretty sure that's what y'all asking. Look, man, the niggas got kids. I mean, I don't really know what else to tell you. Niggas got kids. Niggas got jobs, and life has been happening, and it's been happening, and it's continued to happen. So we just adjust. But we back. You know what I mean? We back in the saddle. We back here for y'all. You know what I mean? Back like we never left. You know what I'm saying? Back in fighting shape. You know what I'm saying? Like Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? When he gonna knock out Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, or is it Logan Paul? Is he fighting Logan Paul or Jake Paul? I don't know. One of them white
boys. Fighting Logan Paul. Yeah.
Okay. One of them white dudes. He knocking one of them white dudes out. Hopefully, he will do it for the culture. And I'm looking forward.
Floyd never does anything for the culture.
Yeah, I know he doesn't. But I'm hoping that this time, he will knock a white boy out. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's for the money.
Well, see, I'll say this
for the money.
Everything Floyd Mayweather does is for the money, but I generally get the sense that he really does not like that guy.
Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping will actually let him knock this dude out. He don't normally knock people out, but I feel like he can knock this guy out, and it's not going to be a problem because they're not real fighters, so.
It is what it is. But yeah, man, you're right. Life has been a part of this. Kids has been a part of this. Bro, this has just been, it's been serious. But you know what? Blessed, trying not to be stressed, made by the best. All we can do, brother, is just keep going. So,
absolutely.
Clearly we've missed a lot while we've been gone.
Right. Oh man. Talk about it. Talk about it. What's the first thing? Because I mean, we have a plethora of of newsworthy events to discuss.
Well, first, the Zoommates podcast wants to send out love and support to Naomi Osaka.
Oh my God!
For standing up for herself at the French Open and saying, "Nope,
absolutely,
I'm not going to do it." Listen,
protect yourself, sis. Okay.
Let me tell you something. Mental trauma has been proved to pass down through DNA, and when you consider all the hell that we catch on a daily basis, adding that on top of it, bro, just leave her alone. She's out there. We watch them consistently move the goalposts when it comes to black athletes. We've seen it with Simone Biles. We've seen it with Serena. We've seen it with Naomi. And they consistently go out there and kill it. We see it with LeBron James, who we'll talk about later. They always move the goalposts no matter what you achieve. It's never good enough. She's out there. She's killing it. Y'all loved her when she was beating Serena. Y'all loved her then. And the moment she's like, look, I'm tired. I'm anxious. I'm tired. Tennis is not a team sport, right? If you're having a bad day, there is a chance that if you're on the Lakers or you're on the Nets or the Knicks, you're probably not going to talk to the media. And there's no shortage of anybody who's going to be able to talk to the media. In an individual sport, it's all on you. So if she's like, yo, I'm just trying to go out there and play. Y'all been telling black folks, particularly, let's call it what it is, to shut up and play for years. And all she wanted to do was shut up and play. Now y'all have a problem with that? Nah.
Listen, dance, monkey, dance until I tell you not to. And then if I want you to speak to me, I want you to speak to me only about the sport. That's it. And then go back to dancing. That's
Exactly.
it. Go back to
Nah,
dribbling.
so
Go back to hitting your racket. And don't get too out of pocket when you do that either.
right.
So
Don't you dare speak up for yourself.
don't you dare speak up for yourself. Like, I mean, think of how the level of play that these people are. I mean, they're the best in the world at what they do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like the things that Serena and Venus went through during their time, gaining prominence. It's ridiculous, man. Like the amount of uh, vitriol that they've had to, endure. And I mean, that's why I was a big fan of, of their father. You know what I'm saying? When they were coming up,
Yeah.
and he used to get the media, he used to get them straight. You know what I mean? People try to compare him to like LeVar Ball and stuff, but I'm like, yo, like
Nah.
it was way different. You know what I mean? I mean,
But
because
you
you
know
got to
what?
think they were the first black, women, in that sport with that level of prominence. I mean, they were kids. I'm sorry, the first black girls, doing
Mhm.
that to that level, and they were children. I mean, and what they've done for that sport is paved the way for Naomi, and I'm proud that she's able to go ahead and start making her voice, known or unknown, because that's her choice, as as much as she wants.
Yeah, for sure. I think the other part of it is I don't think, and I call this, and I'm gonna catch hell for this. I call this the LeBron syndrome
Mm,
of the modern athlete fully knowing their worth. Now, that's not to say that Shaq or Kobe or Jordan or any of them did not know their worth. That's not what I'm saying.
yeah,
But in terms of being enterprising all the way around, knowing I am a brand the moment I step out of the house. In everything I do, I make a conscious business move. I make a conscious move for my health. This is a so anything that resembles that, they have an issue with.
yeah. I mean, and he
Venus and
had
Serena, Venus and Serena are not in their primes right now,
no
right? Naomi is,
right.
which means right now, if you look at the ratings, she's the single biggest draw in tennis. With
Hmm.
that being said, she knows if she's not at the French Open, those ratings,
Yeah,
and when it comes to and the other opens are looking at that. So it's going to be some adjustments of the rules because what they did not expect for her to say was, "Fuck it, I'll withdraw."
yeah, yeah.
That's what
And
threw them off. She's not going to suffer because of it. They're going to
right,
suffer
they're going to
because
suffer.
any
Yeah,
tennis organization is going to want to have her on their court. Period.
absolutely,
Know your
absolutely.
worth,
And
sis.
and also the thing that she has, like, and I mean, this is nothing against the Williams sisters at all, because I love them, but she's she's been more liked than the Williams sisters have been. Like Serena and Venus have caught hell since the inception. Y'all
Well, we know
loved
why that
Naomi.
is.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
know why
yeah.
that
We
is.
know why that is, but I'm saying, like, they caught hell from the inception. It's like Naomi was like the anti. They branded her as the anti Serena for a while. She was the media darling for a while. Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? The honeymoon phase is over, and we see where y'all are. You know what I mean? Like, for real now. So, I mean, big shout out to Naomi, man. Like, I'm proud of her for doing what she had to do. You got to do it for your mental health, and that's it.
Yep,
That's just
yep,
what it is.
yep.
Real talk.
And honestly, that's all I got to say on it. Like I'm
Yeah,
supporting that sister.
yeah,
We know why they tried to make her out to be a media darling, and what they did not expect was for her to be as intentional as Venus and Serena. That's
yeah.
what they did not expect.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm proud of the sister. Keep doing your thing. Keep representing Haiti and
Absolutely.
Japan. Do your thing. You got it. You know
And one more
that is
thing,
what it is.
and one more bonus for this is maybe Serena can win this thing. Maybe she can win this thing because that Naomi boy, ooh boy, she is
She's a beast.
crazy. She is crazy,
She's a
man.
beast.
Like, I mean, there's nothing against Serena. She's like a mid, like her athleticism is incredible. But I mean, she's also had a kid. Like, she's 30. What? She's 38 now. You know what
38.
I
Yep.
mean? Yeah, she's 38. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So
Hey man,
it's tough now.
time happens to all great athletes. Time happens to
Father
everybody.
Time, Father
Father
Time is
time
undefeated.
happens. Now
It's
I will say
undefeated.
this, and I'm prefacing this because we're going to table this for the discussion a little later. But it's not too many people that can play with the longevity that Venus and Serena have played and still play at that level.
Absolutely.
In any sport, like
Right.
it's a testament to the freak of nature that LeBron James is, that 18 years into his career, he's still playing at the level that he's playing.
Right.
So that's not something that is common. I'm
Yeah.
rooting for both of them. Serena, her legacy
Absolutely.
will not be tarnished.
Not at
Serena
all.
will still go down, in my opinion, as the greatest tennis player of all time. That's
Right.
my opinion.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I 100% agree.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. You know?
So, and then on top of that, she ain't walking around in bonnets. Oh, just trying not to get canceled. Let's go to a quick commercial. Make sure you follow the Zoommates on Instagram at the Zoommates, individual pages at Felt5, at Nick Eden, YouTube, the Zoommates podcast. And if you're looking for the audio version, head over to www.anchor.fm/Zoommates. Felt, let's go ahead and piss off a couple of people real quick.
The views from Nick Eden are no way indicative of the views of the Zoommate podcast. Nick Eden's views are his and his alone.
I want all the smoke.
The views
I want all the smoke.
The views of Nick Eden are no way indicative of the Zoommates podcast.
I'm telling you, I should have got me a bathrobe. And just started this whole podcast off with,
my God.
"Hey, my loves."
Oh, we are going to get canceled. Oh,
This
is the last episode of the Zoommates podcast, everybody. We thank you for listening on our very brief journey. But now let's proceed to let's proceed. Let's go ahead and get canceled. What's up?
If we survive you talking about Tamika and Tasha and Tamika from Escape a few weeks ago, I think we can survive this.
That was love. That was love, man. That was love.
Brother, the fact that you are still alive speaks volumes.
Oh my God.
Anyway, okay. So unless you have been living under a rock, at a certain point, you have probably seen or heard about the video in question where Monique popped up in a bathrobe and did another rant that pissed a bunch of people off. With her famous, the things was thinging. Things was thinging.
She tittying.
But she was definitely tittying. But the thing is, yeah, we're definitely getting canceled for that one.
Yep.
Just that one in general.
1345. Let's see.
Yeah. We've thoroughly enjoyed doing the Zoommates podcast.
Yeah.
We will miss everyone.
The views of Felt5. The views of Felt5 are no way indicative of the Zoommates podcast. The Zoommates podcast is very progressive.
You cannot give the disclaimer for the two hosts of the show. That just doesn't work. What the hell? Anyway, so Monique, she gets on a live and she talks. Is basically just saying, "Look, I'm reaching out to the sisters because I've been through the airport and I've seen the sisters walking around with their bonnets and their pajamas and all these things." And essentially, she was saying that queens should look and present as queens and not queens in training. This caused quite a stir online, leaving people on both ends of the spectrum. So, Felt, in terms of Bonnet Gate, where do you stand?
Okay, see, I have a very interesting position on this because I feel I'm of two minds of this. I see what Monique was doing. She was doing it out of love, and I will never not think that. She definitely operated out of love. She was trying to educate. I've had cats pull me aside in my younger days. Hey, brother, pull your pants up and all that other stuff. However, it's the same thing as what we had in the early 2000s with the pull your pants up, don't wear your hat backwards campaign, and I sorely rejected that when I was younger, and I still do, because I'm gonna do what the hell I want to do, no matter what. At the same time, at the same time, you look like you ain't wash your ass when you walk around with pajama pants on, and bonnets. It look like you just got up in the morning, rolled up out of bed, and ain't brushed your teeth. It look like your breath stank. I mean, it doesn't look good. I mean, but I'm not gonna. It's your choice. Do what you want to do. I'm not about to police you or whatever they want to say. I'm not policing people, but at the same time, I mean, just know you're gonna be judged by it. I mean, just like I was judged for wearing do rags, just like what I'm saying, I was judged for, what I'm saying, having baggy pants when they was fashionable. What I'm saying, like it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just different, but it seems a little bit different when based on who is being policed. Policed.
So, all right, let me say this. And my views are my views alone. I agree with about 50%, roughly 40% with what Monique is saying. And I also want to point out a bit of hypocrisy, and this is probably where I'm going to catch hell, but it is what it is. Where I agree with Monique is in depending on the situation that you find yourself in, how you present yourself affects your outcome. So for me, I'm in recruiting, talent acquisition. Mm-hmm. I do a fair amount of interviews and applicant screening and all types of things, right?
Right.
I would ask the sisters out there who are just adamantly against what Monique was saying, would you show up to that job interview with a bonnet? Hold on, but just because this is multiple parts to it, so just follow me on this.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm chilling.
With that being said, then it could be argued that less than policing, it's about situational, right? It's more situational than it is authoritative.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the airport, and I don't know how many of our listeners fly frequently. Up until the pandemic, I did fly frequently. With that being said, those flights are not always the most comfortable, right? So I can't get mad at sisters for being comfortable at the airport. Now, I do want to get your opinion on that, Phil. What do you think about this? Just the airport thing, and then I'll get back to my overall part. Yeah.
I mean, when you're traveling, I mean, it just depends on what you're doing. Like, I mean, it's not like you're gonna get off the airport and go to a board meeting, with pajama pants and a bonnet on. You know what I'm saying? You need to be comfortable. Those seats are, very, very small. I mean, because they try to get as much many people in there as they can, to make the airport rates or whatever. So, I mean, hey, wear what you wear. But I mean, at the same time, I don't know, man. I was raised by, some old school people. You know what I mean? My mom and dad are very, they're always like, look your best at all times. And I understand the respectability politics part of it, which I do not subscribe to respectability politics. Nick will tell you I've been very anti pretty much, the entire time he's known me, from respectability politics. Though I understand, when I get around my mama, take that hat off. I'm not
situational.
Yeah, it's situation. It's a time and place. It's a time and place for everything. You know what I'm saying? The airport, that's one thing. You just getting on the flight. You paying them money to get on the airplane. Screw it. You know what I'm saying? But don't. Well, I'm not going to tell you what not to do.
It should be noted. It should be noted that there are many situations, and what's funny is Angel from Here's the Thing podcast with Kevin on Stage talked about this, and I've seen this plenty of times. Women will get on the plane in their bonnet, or they may have something else, but during the course of the flight, they'll go change, because you do have folks that will have a meeting as soon as they get off their flight. I've been in those situations where it's like the moment you get off your flight, your car is going to be here to pick you up. You're going straight to a meet. So yeah, and those seats is, I mean, bro, let's be real. Those seats will tear some hair up. You know, y'all ladies, y'all be in there with that yak in number 5. Like y'all got, you know, those seats are not really great for 4C hair. So what I'm saying is, you know, it's situational.
That's a good point. That's a good
what
point.
I will say is, I can't tell anybody what to do, but I would ask you in one specific situation to consider not doing it. And that is when you are going to drop off your child, pick up your child, or have a school visit in relation to your child, and you decide you got the pajamas and the bonnet. And the reason I say that is because kids are cruel and they will flame your kid. So while you may not give a damn what anybody thinks, you're subjecting that child to scrutiny at a time where they're not as confident in themselves and they don't have mama or daddy to back them up right then and there. Because kids are fucking cruel, period.
Yeah.
So I would at least ask, I'm not policing anybody, and I'll get to that policing shit in a second.
Yeah.
I would ask that you would at least consider, for the sake of your child, not to do that in that specific situation. Because of what that child, one, not only will the kids flame them, let's be real, the adults there will judge you, and that will impact how they treat your child. So for the sake of your child, I would just ask that you seriously contemplate not doing it in that specific situation.
Absolutely. I mean, and it doesn't really matter, you know, how you think of yourself, or I don't care, I don't give a damn, you know, and all that.
Think about your kid, man.
People judge people by how they present, how they look. You know what I mean? Like we all have, you know, we're all self-conscious about certain things, you know what I mean? So I mean, hell, I'm self-conscious about being on camera right now. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, you know, you just have to present yourself in a certain way for the right situation. You know what I mean? I'm not policing anybody. You know, but when you taking your kids to school, now I will say, if you just in the car, if you just, you know, you're not getting out the car or whatever, and you got your bonnet on, you know, or I got my do-rag on, you know, I mean, that's whatever. Because I mean, you're not getting out the car. However, if you're getting out the car and going into the school, don't do that, please.
Man, let me tell you something.
Don't do that. No. And I'm saying that for dudes too, because I can't stand y'all Negroes getting out, you know what I'm saying? Wearing your white beaters to the stove. It's the same with y'all. I mean, I'm gonna get on y'all just like you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Here's the thing though. When it comes to that school, as a former, see, you don't have, Jewel isn't at that age yet. When you a cookie dad, when she's in all these different things in school, man, I'm telling you, anytime you get up to the school, somebody from the PTA, somebody from administration is gonna say, hey, could you just step in for a real quick? We just want to talk to you about, we just want to do this, we just want to, there's an opportunity for this. I'm telling you, bro. That's why if nothing else, if absolutely nothing else, I could be sitting around in my drawers all day, but when I gotta go to that school for any reason, even if I'm just sitting in the car to pick up one of the girls, bruh, I'm telling you, I'm making sure I'm on point. No, I didn't shave. I look like George Jefferson. Let me throw on this hat. Let me do something, because you just, again, we cannot act like there's not unconscious and conscious bias in our school system, and particularly towards young Black and brown boys and girls. So don't give them any reason to judge you any more than their already preconceived notions. That's all I'm saying. In terms of the policing of the bodies, let me go ahead and say this, because one sister said this, and I ain't gonna lie, I snapped. This whole notion of only Black women's bodies being policed. Y'all can get mad at me if you want to. I really don't care. That's bullshit. Black men have been getting their bodies policed for years and years. And guess, let's be real. Some black women have subscribed to some of that shit when it comes to the sagging of the pants or the do-rags or the white tees. Bro, there are literally stores where you have black women who are managers where they have signs that say you cannot sag your pants in here. What the hell does that have to do with me engaging in commerce with your store?
Yeah, I mean,
they have been. I don't particularly like sagging. I get it, but we can. One thing we cannot do if we are ever going to truly heal ourselves as a black community, we have got to stop this tit for tat with what black women have been through versus what black men have been through. Y'all are just as guilty of a lot of things that we are just as guilty of. It's just like you said a few weeks ago. If we're going to heal, we're going to have to come together, and we got to stop.
Need to come together.
This whole this only happens to black women. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Monique made a post about a bonnet. Niggas have gotten killed for having for sagging pants. Bro, I'm sorry. It is just, is what it is.
I'm going to tell you what I think it is. I believe when people, whenever a situation is uniquely presented to a certain person, the first reaction to it is a myopic reaction. You know what I mean? I feel like, because there's been a lot of vitriol towards black women, especially in the last few years or whatever, the first thing that you think of when it's specific to a black woman, they think of it being specifically directed at them, and then all of the wave of everything that's happened over the past few years that has been against them, probably floods their mind. I mean, with the same thing with us, we have a tendency as black men, like when it comes to police violence, to, and I mean, up until the Breonna Taylor thing, well, really up until Sandra Bland, like we had a tendency to center black males more than, you know what I'm saying? We didn't look at police violence translating or transmuting over to the black women as much as, we do. So, I mean, it's the same thing. It's just a different. Here's the
thing. Here's the thing, though, Phil. In that particular case, the numbers support that being justified. When you look at the criminal justice system overall, 90% of people incarcerated are men. 60% of the men incarcerated are black men. The numbers just support it. It just supports that.
That's true, but it doesn't erase.
It doesn't erase. But I'll say this much. Let's be honest. You hear Breonna Taylor and Sandra Bland way more than you hear Mike Brown.
Now, but what I'm saying is, back before Sandra Bland happened, I mean, it was very black man centric, and I'm not saying it's anything.
But the
wrong
numbers
with that.
are skewed. But the numbers are skewed when you look at the numbers. I get what you're saying, but I think that particular in that particular example, the numbers skew more towards black men being the victim of violent crimes by the police. That's just a fact. I mean, it is a fact. The incarceration rate, but on the same token, you don't see that when it comes to things like corporate America, where black men are highly less represented in corporate America than black women. You don't see it when you talk about school. But see, the problem that comes along with it is, rather than addressing the entire problem and just saying there is a systemic problem that is targeting black people in an effort to keep them from attaining generational wealth, attaining prosperous families, and attaining peace in their homes and in this world. That is the problem. We get all these little subsects of it, and then everybody wants to believe the statistics that benefit them and not the statistics overall, i.e., 1 in 4 black women will not get married. So that gives some black men leeway to say, well, the problem is black women. Well, no, my nigga, it's not just black women. The same way black women will say, oh, yeah, well, it's black girl magic, and we're represented this way in corporate America and black men need to catch up, as opposed to addressing the systemic issues that have kept black men out of those C-suite positions.
That's a problem. That's a problem too.
But the problem is we keep addressing the symptoms and not the disease.
I think the problem is that we over compartmentalize everything. You know what I mean? Like you said, this is a
I agree.
black people. This is a black people problem, and it's like that's how I've always looked at it. I've always looked at it as this is this is our struggle as black people. I don't look at it as uniquely as a black man struggle or a black woman struggle. I look at it as black people because we all black and we all pretty much. And I understand there are differences. I do
There
understand
are
that there are
differences, and
differences,
there's some.
and
Yeah,
but overall, who's suffering? All of us, right?
us as a whole,
You know
right?
what I mean? So that's why I
There are
feel
things
like
that we have, but I do think there are things that we have to address individually. I think there are
absolutely,
ways that
absolutely.
there are
But it's a
ways
better
that
way to
black
do it.
men. There's a better way to do it, and
Yeah,
what I'm saying overall is yes, address the problems individually. Sisters have got to hold other sisters accountable, just like brothers have got to hold other brothers accountable. But
yeah,
you also have to center yourself in the fact that the reason that we're doing this is because there's an overall problem and an overall attack on us. That's
yeah,
all I'm saying in that measure. We cannot make it a tit for tat because then
yeah.
we'll get so wrapped up in the tit for tat that we never solve the problem.
Well, see, the gender wars are like that's what makes social media keeps going. If you ever just sit and look at your timeline, it's gonna be some gender, inequality bullshit, particularly with black people. It's always gonna be some gender war stuff between black men and black women that always keep some type of conflict going, and that's how social media. I believe social media pretty much works off of that conflict, and everything else just kind of flows from the top. I feel like that's the top issue on social media. Anything that you talk about is going to be redirected in some type of form or fashion into the black man, black woman gender war that's going on, in which I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like we need to, and I feel like we need to there are individual things that we as black men deal with, and there are things that black women deal with.
Absolutely.
But I don't feel like the Monique thing is any different than when the preacher told me, "Don't wear your earring." I used to have, both my ears are pierced. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't wear it no more just because it's just kind of out of fashion. But I mean, at one point I was walking around with both my ears, blinging. You feel me?
I
Like,
remember
and it was the same. It's the same thing. You
walking around
remember
looking like Birdman.
dog? Do you remember the campaign that was like the black preachers put on about guys wearing earrings? You remember how
Mm-hmm.
big of a thing that was? Like in the early 2000s, well, in the 90s, in the
It was the mid to late
2000s.
'90s
Yeah, it
going
was
into the
like
time. It was a multi-decade
yeah,
campaign.
it was such a campaign, and that was mostly done by those like black preachers and black elder men, in the diaspora of the society, trying to tell us that we were doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? This is no different. The only thing that I think is now is that since we have social media to signal boost everything, it this has become like the black women versus Monique. You know what I'm
Which
saying?
is funny to me because I'll definitely get canceled for that. Never mind. Listen, my overall point in this is
It's social media, man. Like social media makes everything different. I feel like this same thing would have happened if we had Twitter to the level that we did in the 90s. Brothers would have been getting on social media, dogging the hell out of the, because they were doing it on the streets and in the barbershops, but
well,
it
look,
just
don't
wasn't.
forget, as a people, we tore into Bill Cosby for
Yeah,
saying some of the same things that we're all saying on social media now.
absolutely. So
But
really,
we tore into that brother for saying essentially the exact same things.
right. So what's the difference? The difference is that it looks like, this is a black woman centric issue. You know what I'm saying? Versus Bill Cosby it felt like he was attacking all of us. You know what I'm saying? He was saying bullshit about black men and black women. So we
Was
collectively
he
came
attack?
together and got him up
Was
out
he
of here.
attacking? But here's the deal.
Yes,
Here's
he
the
was
thing, Phil.
attacking. He was
Phil.
attacking.
Phil.
He was definitely attacking. Yes.
Okay, give me an example of one thing he did that was attacking. Because I can remember people hooping and hollering when Farrakhan said some of the same things.
But see, it's all about how you deliver the message, man. Like you can deliver the message with love, or you can deliver it with hate. Now, the thing about Monique that confuses me is she delivered the message with love, and they still came at her like
But
crazy.
okay,
But Bill Cosby came with
this
straight
is
up hate and
this is the
brimstone and
same.
flames, bro. That
But
was respectability,
felt
dog.
felt this is the same thing, and you and I have had this conversation offline. And I very often try to take myself out of it. You have got to start taking yourself out of it, because for you, it is, you can still take the message even though you might not like the delivery. This is the same talk we had offline about Kevin Samuels. You may not like the delivery, but dispute the things that are wrong and move on, right? And that's the problem. We get so wrapped up in how the message is delivered that we forget about the damn message. And see, the thing is, it's just like and what's his name? Anton Daniel says, he said it time and time again. Lower your tone, strengthen your argument. If we're so wrapped up in the delivery of the message, this goes back to our affinity for the church. We'll have the hoop and hollering pastor that might spend an entire hour not saying a damn thing, but he pastor preached, because we are driven by the emotion of it and not the message. You don't have to particularly like what Bill Cosby said, but Bill Cosby didn't say anything that any middle-aged black man. We joke about this all the time. Hey, nobody more racist and more hard on black men than middle-aged black men.
Yeah,
it's true. Just not. We get wrapped up in how the message is delivered, and if somebody could turn right around and deliver the same message another way, and we're okay with it. To me, that's fundamentally what is wrong with it. That's fundamentally what's wrong with it. You can say whatever you want to about Monique and how she delivers it, whether she delivers it with love, whether she delivers it with vitriol. Monique definitely sounded like every auntie that we've always known. But the problem is, blame is not okay. Accountability is okay. And too many times we get blame and accountability conflated. If it does not apply to you, why are you worried about it?
If it doesn't apply, let it fly. I get you.
If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Now, I've had situations where, and I'll give you an example. You remember I told you a couple of weeks ago, I was interviewing a young brother, and he had the resume was nice, the experience was nice, but he was completely tanking the interview. And remember, I stopped him and I was like, bro, okay, listen, lead with the experience. Because when I move you to this next round, that's what they're going to be looking for. They're going to be looking for the relevant experience. So you need to lead with that. Okay. You need to center that. What you're doing right now, you're all over the place. You're trying to get all your shit in at one time. And you need to lead with the thing that you are applying for and is going to get you this job. Right. He was offered the job, by the way.
That's great.
So, but again, I've had situations where, and it's the reason that I stopped, where I've tried to kind of gear that before, and people just don't receive it right. Man, don't be trying to tell me what I'm doing. See, that's what's wrong, man. Brothers like you think you'd have made it so you can talk down to folk. No, brother, I'm not talking down to you. I'm trying to get you this damn job. Right? Yeah. But again, blame is not useful, but accountability is. Damn, if you have somebody that has just a little bit more knowledge, or not even a little bit of knowledge, a little bit more wisdom, a little bit more experience in this particular thing, take the message, discard what you don't want, and keep what you do. But the problem I have with it is, at the end of it, they started attacking Monique. Yeah, they started attacking Monique. And when you start to break somebody down, if you got to break somebody down and not break down their message, then fundamentally you've lost.
You know what that is, man. That's just fighting. It's almost like how, and I mean, I might catch flack for this. It's just like how people who are Trump lovers attack people who actually engage them with a sensible argument. It's nonsensical. You know what I mean? It's irrational and it's illogical. And I mean, I'm not trying to compare black women to Trump lovers, But what I'm saying
I was
is,
about to say, boy, this is
no. I
definitely
mean,
the last show.
but see, that's why you got to clarify the message. So if you sit up there and attack Monique, who really came at you from an auntie standpoint, from an elder standpoint, as a person, with love and person who has life experience, and you tell them, "Fuck you, bitch! I don't give a fuck about you. You ain't shit." Blah blah blah. This. What does that mean? Like, what does that benefit you? That makes you feel better in the moment. That is no different than when you tell a Trump person, Cole is not coming back. Yes, the fuck it is. You son of a bitch. You goddamn and make America great again. You son of a bitch. I mean, how is that different? It's the same. It's the same thing. It's just you just flailing at the wall. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, Monique made her money. You know what I'm saying? She cool. She don't care what you say about her for real. I mean, it might hurt. It probably does hurt. But at the same time, like she's trying to, she's trying to give love to you in a message. You know what I mean? But you don't receive
Monique ain't hurt. Monique ain't hurt. Monique ain't shaved her legs since 1997. She don't give a damn what nobody think.
You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like if you attack Monique, that says a lot about, you. It's just a defensive mechanism. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't understand why everybody's so surprised. Like, did y'all forget she hosted the show called Charm School? Like, did y'all forget?
They probably did forget because I forgot. I forgot. I didn't remember that till you just said it. What? Okay, yeah.
But here's the reality.
Makes sense.
Here's the reality. We're in the age right now, and 2020 had a lot to do with it, where you had a lot of people consuming content online, right? You had a lot of people wanting to develop themselves professionally, wanting to develop themselves personally. Let me go ahead and break some things down for you now. I am very fortunate, and I don't say this from a place of privilege because Lord knows there are things that I've been through in my adult life that most folks would just be like, oh, hell no. Yeah. There have been days where I didn't know where I was going to eat. There have been days where I didn't know where I was going to sleep. There have been days I just did not sleep because I had nowhere to sleep. I'm telling you this because I've been at that level. I have seen it play out. For all of you folks that are wanting to be the boardroom person, the LinkedIn ready person, I'm telling you, these are the types of conversations that go on. And look, everybody is not trying to do that. And I recognize that. And I completely understand that. But I've seen particularly like this conversation spilled over into LinkedIn, which I thought was ridiculously stupid.
That's crazy.
But
because nobody's wearing a bonnet to a damn interview. And if they do, they just really
here's
don't
the thing.
want a damn job.
It's not about necessarily how much money you have or but how you present does make a difference.
Yeah,
you and I talked about this. Earlier. I closed a 6-figure deal with a blazer that I got from the damn thrift store, but I presented well.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
when you're aspiring to get to that level, you have to realize there are certain things that come up. Yeah, there's certain shit you can't put on social media. Yeah, there's certain unless you've built a wall of security around yourself that protects you and your money. And I'm not saying this as a light flex or anything like that, but if somebody has a problem with my social media, I'm gonna be good either way. My point is, these are the types of things that happen. They check you. They do background checks on you. I have a company doing a background check on me right now for a major contract. I'll be dead damn honest with you. They background check you. They look at your social media. They look at how you present. They're keeping an eye out for you. These are the things that they're doing, and they're doing them on a daily basis. They have whole departments dedicated to finding out who the hell you are. There are certain jobs that you have to pass a credit check before you could even be considered, because you will be handling such a high level of money. So how you present does matter depending on your situation. You as the individual have to just think about your situation, your individual situation, and what that will do for you, how this will positively or negatively affect you. And if you're going to rock out with a bonnet, okay, cool. Realize that for certain people and for certain industries and areas, that may be a disqualifier for you if they see you out like that. And that's just a God honest truth.
At the
It
airport.
shouldn't be that way, but it is. At the airport. At the airport, no less, where you are going to definitely see a lot of, you ain't going to see them at Greyhound. You're going to see a whole bunch of bonnets at Greyhound. You're going to see some bonnets. You're going to see some teeth missing. You're going to see, you're going to see all that shit.
You see a bunch of do-rags and wife beaters.
You're going to see a bunch of Alabama shirts. You're going to see a bunch of roll tie shirts. I ain't going to even flex. And I like Alabama.
I don't. So it's funny to me.
But you're going to see that. But those types of things matter. And I think that when we stop being willing to have the hard conversations, like people, listeners will know, Felt and I, over the course of our 20 plus year friendship, have had to have some really real conversations about relationships, about our job status, about us just in general. Like, Felt has had to check me when I'm fucking up, right? He's had to, when I become toxic to a situation. But a testament to our friendship is, even in the hard conversations, we're still able to come back from it because it's coming from a place of love. I know when I pick up the phone, when I have a problem and I'm going through something and I pick up the phone to call Felt, I know he's going to tell me not a narrative. He's going to tell me what I need to really hear. Right, whether I like it or not, and vice versa, because it doesn't benefit.
I do it with what? I do it with concern for my brother. I do it with love for my brother. I don't do it. I'm not just gonna be tapping on somebody on the shoulder in Dollar Tree, be like, "Hey, sister, why you got that bonnet on? You know you're blocking your." You're blocking your beauty.
I am not going to tap a sister on the shoulder at Dollar Tree and tell her she got.
Yeah.
I would likely, if I tap a sister on the shoulder at Dollar Tree, it's to offer my belt. So can you please beat your badass kid that won't shut the hell up? But that's a whole nother topic. The bottom line is, I blame Derek Jackson for all this because he brought his wife on live with her helmet of salvation, and it ain't been right since.
It's all Derek Jackson's fault.
It's all Derek Jackson's
because
fault.
He's a fake relationship guru, and he deserves every piece of vitriol that the Zoommates podcast is giving him right now. Damn you, Derek Jackson!
It is all his fault.
May you rot in the black woman's bottom level. May you rot in the black woman's bottom level of man and be always considered as an ashy hotep, no good. Who hurt you? May you forever rot in the anals.
I am gonna get some tweets about this show today. Listen.
Look, that's one place you don't want to be, man. You don't want to be on the black woman's short list of ain't shit niggas. You know what I mean? So that's what Derek Jackson is. He's on he's at the top of the list, right next to R. Kelly.
I'm trying to figure out how I even got to that point, because you remember I got kicked out of the Black Guy Who Tips group on Facebook. I think I said like one thing. Listen, hey, and I know that Rod and Karen are following us on Instagram. Please,
we love you, Rod and Karen.
We love y'all, and we love the Black Guy Who Tips podcast. I just have a question: why I get kicked out of that group? Because I don't think I did anything wrong.
They not even a part of that group no more, but that's a whole nother conversation. They don't even frequent that group no more. Rod had a whole show about it. Like they let that mug go back in like 2018. So by the time you got kicked out, they probably weren't even there. But
because it was like end of 2018, beginning of 2019. So you probably right.
Yeah, they let it go.
yeah, brother.
Yes, sir.
He's out. He's out.
I don't know. Sometimes evil just continues to exist, and we don't know why. I mean, there is a damn TV show called Lucifer that they allowed to be on TV for years now, and not too far behind Lucifer, Son of the Morning is R. Kelly, son of Satan, Um. So, and I mean, to be fair, he also, was part of the reason that he is how he is because his sister is Beelzebub herself. And
Wait,
she did
wait,
that to
wait.
him.
Hold on. Did I miss the docket?
Hmm?
Did I miss the docket?
Oh, we weren't talking about that?
No, I was talking about LeBron in the playoffs, but we talking about Aura. All right,
Oh,
let's get it.
you said he's out. When you said he's out, I was like, oh yeah,
I said he's out of the playoffs.
they let that MF out of prison. But anyway,
That was
we'll
actually
let
an
that
old
go.
picture. That was actually an old picture.
Oh, it was open. Okay.
Yeah,
We'll let
but I
that go
will
then.
say we'll let it go. I will say what's disturbing about that is how many people were actually like really happy about that. Like, uh, he should have been canceled in the '90s. But we can do a
You
whole
know
show
what?
about Aura.
You know what? R. Kelly slander is always welcome on the Zoommates podcast. I stand by that. I endorse it. I receive it. And but anyway, now we weren't talking about R. Kelly. We were talking about a much greater individual than that son of a
Yes,
bitch. We were talking about one of my heroes in basketball. We're talking about one Mr. LeBron James, man. They did it, man. They got my Lakers out of there. Oh, I hate to see it, man. I hate it.
listen. It was more disturbing to the people
Oh,
that loved it. That love to see it. The
because they
reality
suck.
is, the reality is, LeBron has had how many finals appearances? 11.
Yeah. This is the first time this ever happened. I mean, and the his teammate, who was actually the best player on the team, Anthony Davis, was hurt. So I mean, hell, they tired. They, all the other teams was resting while they were still playing off most of the year. They ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like this is a very crazy season. You know what I'm saying? Like he tore his what was it? It's not Achilles. Well, whatever the injury was. I
Listen,
was talking to my brother-in-law the other day. It's an injury that normally takes about 3 to 4 months to heal, and your man's came back in 6 weeks.
he was back in 6 weeks. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He came back in 6 weeks. The man is Superman as far as I'm concerned in the basketball realm. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I
Dude, you know
mean,
what that is? Because
it's hate.
folks can't mention LeBron without mentioning, like, prime example. I was in Tangerine's Discord last night, and we got into this whole discussion about it.
Oh Lord.
Simply talking about LeBron being out of the playoffs, and he had to go.
He ain't got
And
that dog in him like
finally,
Kobe.
we just had to. Well, again, you can say what you want to about LeBron. LeBron has 4 rings across 3 teams. He's brought a championship to every team that he's ever played on.
Exactly.
Not even your beloved Jordan can say that. Because
No.
why don't you ask Washington how they feel about Jordan?
LeBron has brought bombs to the finals. Okay.
And every team that he's left subsequently has been garbage after he left.
Absolutely. Look at
It's
Cleveland
just,
now.
you want to go into the league to win championships. Nobody wants to go into the league to be Charles Barkley. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. All I'm saying
like
is,
that, man. Lee
'cause I
County,
don't like
Alabama. What's up?
Yeah.
Look. Charles Barkley would have won a championship had it not been for Jordan punk ass. He was gonna win with the Suns.
And some people say cucumber tastes better pickled. Anyway,
huh? What? Huh?
anyway,
That's a
no,
Dave
like,
Chappelle reference for y'all that don't know.
yeah, for you youngsters out there. But no, the reality is LeBron has more years behind him than he has in front of him in terms of his basketball career. He's done an amazing job. So, you know what? As much as I would love to see him in the finals, and I don't want to hear any Lakers fan, because it's not like y'all were just dominating the West before he got there. Y'all were not dominating the West, period.
Y'all were not.
Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all have got to stop with the LeBron hate and
Right.
and please have a LeBron discussion with. Oh, I gotta tell you, I wish you would have been in on this conversation last night. This was the craziest part of it. This guy is trying to convince us up and down that by every imaginable measure Jordan is the greatest, I said, okay.
Except the stat sheets.
Well, wait. But that's what I was about to say. I said, okay. So what would you consider when you talk about the greatest? Man, your stats, your championships, how long you been here. I said, okay. So from a stats standpoint,
these niggas don't know. They don't know stats. They don't know stats. It's
from
obvious.
A stats standpoint, and I was off on this last night, and I got corrected. I was off my square for a second, but I get it. I appreciate my brothers for correcting me.
Well, you're not even a basketball fan, and you know this, and they don't, which is a shame.
From a statistical standpoint, Wilt Chamberlain is the greatest player in the NBA.
From a statistical standpoint, yes.
From a championship standpoint, I've been on this. Bill Russell is the greatest player in the NBA.
Yeah.
And in terms of the length of the career, LeBron James. So by every measurable statistic, Jordan is not even in the conversation. What Jordan did was the greatest branded player in the history of this game. And that contributed to his impact and his influence on future players. But when we're talking about raw skill, Jordan didn't play against the stacked Warriors or the stacked Nets like that. Bruh, I'm sorry. You're playing against all-star teams. You did not see teams like that until the Dream Team. And that's why it was so phenomenal. That's why the Dream Team was so phenomenal, because you never saw that. Now you got them in the East and the West. So I don't want to hear y'all just trying to justify buying them goddamn shoes. That's all it is.
And I love Jordans. 11s are my favorite. The 72 and 10s are my favorite J's. But at the same time,
I had one pair of Jordans that my mama made me get.
Look, we know the views expressed by Nick Eden are not the views of the Zoommates podcast.
Nick Eden on Twitter and on Instagram. You got something to say about it? Say it.
Look, the Jordans is fire. Okay,
you and your damn.
Also, Michael
y'all buy
Jordan.
his Hanes too?
Oh no, Michael Jordan, the man. I ain't buying another nigga draws, but also Michael Jordan, the man, is not
trash. He is trash.
Okay, yeah, Michael Jordan. Okay, he's not a trash basketball player. Nobody's saying that.
He's a trash
as
man. As
far as a person, he's not the best person. You know what I mean? Like the Jordan that I grew up idolizing, and I did grow up idolizing Jordan. I spent many days outside dribbling for 3 hours a day, saying that I wanted to be like Jordan and all that stuff. I went to the gym every day. I had my dad taking me to the community center to go shoot, and I'd run drills on myself, to, just trying to be the best, whatever I could be. I don't have the height or the talent ability to be, anywhere close to an NBA.
I seen your jump shot. Yeah.
But shut up, nigga. Anyway, what I'm saying is that I grew up idolizing Jordan. Loved him when I was growing up. I grew up later and saw what type of man he was, and I didn't like what I saw. And LeBron is the antithesis of that. He's a much better man. He's you know what I'm saying? If you look at the stat sheets, he's a better player.
He's a better player. LeBron is a freak of nature. I would dare say this, because another person that idolized Jordan was Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
I would say this, and Kobe, to Jordan's credit, Kobe did model his entire game behind Jordan. But
also a better man
than
Jordan.
His natural ability, I think if you have Kobe in his prime, LeBron in his prime, and Jordan in his prime at the same time, Jordan's not in the conversation for any of this shit.
No.
He's just not.
No. Jordan ain't bringing Mo. Well, I shouldn't call that man's name out. Jordan is not bringing Zildjinas Ilgauskas or what's that guy's name? Vucevic. He's not bringing Vucevic to the damn finals. Okay,
Jordan couldn't do it without Scotty.
Jordan couldn't do it without Scotty. Let's talk about it. Jordan could not do it without Scotty. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't do it without a 3-point master like Steve Kerr or BJ Armstrong. He could not do it without them. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Before them, it was Craig Hodges. He couldn't do it without them. Like, come on, man. Like, I mean, yeah, Jordan looked good on them highlight reels. The man had ups. The
Yeah.
man, he did some amazing things. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, he's the best branded player of all time because there was other NBA players that was also doing amazing things. You know what I'm saying? That just didn't get the same amount of marketability as Jordan. I'm not saying that anything against him that he wasn't special, man. But come on, man.
They also didn't shave points.
Man. Ooh. The views expressed by the views expressed by
Nick
Nick
Eden
Eden.
on Instagram and Twitter.
The views expressed by Nick Eden
Try
are
me.
no longer are not indicative of the Zoommates podcast.
He didn't shave points. They didn't shave points. He did.
That is out for debate.
Oh,
But
okay. All right,
you know,
cool. We'll go with that. Bottom line, you know what? Lakers
y'all leave
out in
LeBron
the
alone.
first round of the playoffs.
But you know what? You know what's
Leave
also
LeBron alone.
you know what's also interesting? This leaves way for a new guard to come in. Man, LeBron been holding it down for 15, 16 years. You know what I'm saying? Like it's time for him to start like kind of descending off a little bit. You know what I mean? And it's time for these new players to start shining. I mean, you got stars like Donovan Mitchell over at Utah killing it. You got match stickhead ass Trae Young in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Killing it. Because I'm a Knicks fan and screw Trae Young, you know what I'm saying? But you got Julius Randle over at the Knicks, you know what I'm saying, doing great things. RJ Barrett. You got good players doing things, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I give Trae Young his respect, even though I can't stand his matchbox stickhead ass. But you know what I'm saying? Like he did what he was supposed to do. You know, he's a sociopath and he got the Knicks up out of there. And you know, but what I'm trying to say is that this makes way for the new guard. And you know, we can burst some new stars. We got Steph. So let's see what superstars this playoff breeds. And
But do you think?
that's all it is.
But here's the thing, because you've always had the standouts, right? And they've kind of, as one has gone down, another one's come up. You know, whether you're talking about Bill, whether you're talking about Kareem, whether you're talking about Magic, Shaq, Kobe, Jordan, LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not as big a basketball fan as you.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily see. I think it's gonna be a while before you get another LeBron.
Well, you got players that haven't had a chance to develop. You know what I mean? Like LeBron came out the gate snapping. Like
LeBron came out the gate, but
Jordan didn't even come out the gate snapping like that.
This
you know
is
what
true.
I mean? So
this is true.
There's still room for players to come out and do well. LaMelo Ball, you know, of the Ball brothers, the boy is nasty. That boy is nasty. Like I'm telling you. And I mean,
I've
once
been trying
LeVar,
to tell you all the time, he's the greatest player on earth.
listen,
I've been trying to tell you. So you put him on that court with anybody, he's gonna ball out like a ball.
Once they got LeVar the hell out of there and made him shut the hell up.
Yeah, they did make him shut the
you could actually see these cats game for what it is, and he ruined Lonzo's career. But thankfully Lonzo is still in the league and you know he's coming back around. But anyway, I know niggas like, man, I don't know nothing about what you're talking about.
No, I do. But honestly, if there's one person that I can see that has kind of got like that initial media push like that, and that initial look, is Zion Williamson.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm wondering, I'm looking to see what could Zion be that next guy.
I think he can be. I think he can be, because LeBron ain't absolutely had the best jumper. So, I mean, he could do the same thing, but you know what I'm saying? So, I feel like if he develop his game some more, make the right moves off the court as well as on the court, hey, man, you know, it could be. It could be. But right now, you know, the small players are about to get their shine. Like Trae Young is about to be, you know, he's about to get his shine, even though I can't stand him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you just gonna keep, you ain't gonna let that shit go, huh?
No, I'm not gonna let that shit go. The Brooklyn Nets, KD and Kyrie and James Harden, the beard, they about to get their shine on, man. They about to get their shine on. They might win. It might be the Nets for the championship. I'm calling it. I believe the Nets gonna win. The Nets gonna win the championship, bro.
I said that when I saw how stacked that team was.
Dog. If you watched that game last night against Milwaukee, like, bruh, they are lights out everywhere. Everywhere they was shooting, like, bro, it was crazy. It was crazy.
I ain't
I'm like, man,
you know that shit. I ain't gonna watch.
I don't know. I don't know how they gonna stop them because they don't play no damn defense, but they're gonna outscore everybody.
Bullets.
Outscore everybody.
Bullets. That's how they stop them. They stop them with bullets.
There you go, your gun happy ass boy. There you go.
What do you mean? You act like I'm cleaning my guns right now or some shit.
Hey, did you see that text message I sent you with the ASMR sleep sounds where the nigga was literally cocking guns? He was cocking guns to help people sleep.
This
hilarious. Is not on the docket.
That might put me to sleep. It's not on the docket. No,
we are really just all over the place right now.
We're all over the place, and we've been told that we were all over the place before. This is why we should be moving into our Go Hot of the week. It's back. Oh, Lord, please don't add that sound effect. I swear.
You said don't add the sound effect?
Please don't add that sound effect. Phil, which Go Hot we got this week, man?
Oh, man. Let's see. Which Go Hot do we have this week? It's gonna be something light this week, man. We were supposed to do the rap one, and I keep saying that we're gonna do the versus. I keep saying that we were supposed to do the rap one, but it keeps on not happening. So I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I was about to say, while you're doing that, just really quickly, everybody, please follow us on Instagram at the Zoommates, individual pages at Felt5, at Nick Eden, YouTube, the Zoommates podcast, and for the audio version, www.anchor.fm/Zoommates. I would also like to give a shout out if I could. I would like to shout out Morgan Jackson.
Absolutely.
Friend of the show, always shows us love. Always shows us support. Morgan's birthday was on the 2nd.
Fellow Gemini, what's up? Gemini season, baby.
God. Here we go with that.
Gemini season.
I can't look between you, Morgan, and Tangerine. I can't deal with many more Geminis.
Geminis.
I cannot deal with this. Y'all crazy as shit. Anyway,
it's our time, baby.
So not only did Morgan have her birthday, which we told her happy birthday individually.
Happy birthday!
I'd like to tell you happy birthday on the show.
Happy birthday, Morgan.
Morgan also released her single, "Quarantine Fantasies." This is a grown-ass song.
Yes, don't play it around your kids.
Don't play it around your kids.
Play it around your kids.
When I go back and put everything into the description of the show on the YouTube version, I'll actually put a link to her YouTube channel so you can check out the song along with a lot of the other shows that she has. She does like reviews, reactions. She does this silent listening party. Like, it's dope. It's dope. So I just wanted to shout out Morgan real quick while we had that quick break. Felt.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about the Go Hot.
Now, I'm going to give you a choice today.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to give you a choice today. All right. Now, we can do the fat guy Go Hot, where we talk about certain foods, or we can do a lightweight rapper Go Hot, which is probably going to cause a big stir.
I'm always about the big stir. Let's go for the rapper.
All right, let's go. All right,
let's get it.
So now we got the one got to go of classic hip hop artists. So there's always been a debate about Jay-Z and Nas, and there's always been a debate about Biggie and Pac. When we talk about the four of these artists, we got hits. We got Illmatic. We got Ready to Die. Okay, we got All Eyes on Me. We got Me Against the World. We got Volume 2. We got Volume 1. We got damn Blueprint. You know what I'm saying? We got classics, just classics bleeding all over the place, classics. But one of these artists got to go out of these four. So between Notorious B.I.G., Nasty Nas, Illmatic, Tupac. How long were they Mormon? And my dog. You not tuned to the motherfucking greatest. Ho. Which one gotta go? Which one goes hot and which ones go home? Which one goes home out of these four artists? Which one goes hot? Which one goes home?
All right, this ain't gonna be as difficult. This is not a conflict for me at all. The first person that has to stay absolutely is Hova.
Ho. And the
Jay
winner is
gotta
Ho.
stay.
The winner is
Jay's
Ho.
got to stay. Consistency,
Consistency.
awareness, philanthropy, all
That's
around. You say what you want, just all around man, got to stay. Hip hop artist, got to stay. Period.
Yes,
In the story. And he gave me one of my favorite albums of all time, which is The Blueprint. So for that, for The Blueprint alone, and then he gave me one of my top 20 all-time favorite albums, and then one of my top, I would say close to top 10 hip-hop albums with 444. Grown man shit. So Jay's got to stay. So the next person that has to stay, look, I told you, I like my hip-hop real hip-hop. I like my R&B real R&B. And for me, nobody was more real hip-hop than the Notorious B.I.G. That was my nigga. I still, bro, I'm telling you, I'll break out with the 10 crack commandments right now. Like, it's not even a joke. Look, Who Shot You? Warning, Notorious Thugs, Juicy, One More Chance. Man, please. There's no way that Biggie does not stay. Biggie is that dude and did it all before his third album that unfortunately he wasn't a part of. That kind of impact in 2 albums, which really was like 10 albums worth of material, that type of impact can't beat it. The third person.
Okay, let's go. Keep going.
So that leaves Tupac and Nas.
Let's go. This is gonna cause fights. This has caused more shootings in the black community over the last 20 years.
So let me go ahead and say this now.
So many barbershop fights have been started from this conversation. Let's go.
I absolutely love Illmatic. I absolutely love Stillmatic. Personally, even though I don't necessarily think it was his best, it was my personal favorite. I love Godson.
Ooh, Godson was strong.
That being said, this is the dude that gave us Nostradamus.
And the Streets Disciple.
So he got a lot against him.
He had some stinkers, boy.
On the other hand,
Dr. Knockboot.
On the other hand, I got to be honest, and this is not that popular an opinion. I just really wasn't into Tupac like that.
Oh, not into Tupac. He said it, ladies and gentlemen. He was not into Tupac. The views expressed by Nick Eden do not represent the Zoommates podcast. All of Nick Eden's views are his own.
Again, I just wasn't into that. There were some things I like. I thought I love the song "Keep Your Head Up." Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier.
Keep your head up.
Child, things will get brighter.
Yeah.
I also think that "Hit 'Em Up" is the most vicious diss track of all time.
More than No Vaseline.
Not the best, but that's what I was gonna say. The best diss tracks, the best diss tracks are No Vaseline, Takeover, and Ether.
Yeah.
The most vicious is definitely "Hit 'Em Up." He starts the shit off with first off, fuck your bitch and the click you claim. So we choosing
Man.
violence from the beginning.
Oh, absolute violence. Absolute violence.
So with that being said,
we fighting.
If I had to choose between Nas and Tupac on who's gonna stay and who's gonna go, as much as I liked those songs by Tupac, I've loved more albums of Nas than I have Tupac. So Nas is gonna stay. Tupac, go home.
Broken glass in the hallways. Ooh. All types of broken glass in the hallways. Whose world is this? The world is yours. The world is yours. I sip the Don P watching Gandhi till I'm charged. Yeah, so that's Nick's opinions right there, man. So I'm gonna tell you, man. First off, my man Biggie, he gotta stay, man. Because I don't know where Biggie would have gone. Hopefully he wouldn't have fallen prey to one of some of the trappings of the Bad Boy label, but I don't think so because Bad Boy was pretty much built off of his back in the beginning. So I don't think that would have happened. So Biggie got to stay, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Ready to Die was like the first time I heard that album, it was haunting, scared the hell out of me, especially, when this nigga had a line say, when I die, fucking, I'm gonna want to go to hell because I'm a piece of shit. It ain't hard to fucking tell. I'm like, yo, that was crazy to me.
I'm gonna tell you something. What got me for that, and I'm gonna let you finish. When that nigga said it's gonna be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing if my burglar alarm starts ringing.
Oh yeah,
what you think all the guns is for, bruh? I was like, wait, stop. I wasn't ready. Bro, but no, go ahead.
I mean, the way that he was able to, like, I never seen anybody like embrace darkness in that way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
man, it was crazy. Biggie is bananas. You know what I'm saying? The album's name was Ready to Die. I mean, how much more, brazen do you get, flirting with death like that? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, unfortunately,
and for anybody who ever saw one particular baby picture of me, no, I was not the baby that was on Ready to Die album cover. Y'all can kiss my black ass twice.
Anyway, man, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on to my second person who's got to stay, and that's gotta be Hove, man. Hove, you know what I'm saying? Like, Heart of the City. Right. I can't imagine life without Heart of the City existing. Not anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I heard that, I was like, this is it. Hands to the sky. Thank you. Thank you so much for Heart of the City. Thank you so much for Blueprint. When I heard Hard Knock Life the first time,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Straight up.
Oh, when I first heard that joint, I was like, oh my, what is this? Yo, I can't imagine life without Hard Knock Life. And or you know what I'm saying? You would have thought I was from Marcy, Marcy, son, ain't nice. I mean, man, I was, like, all that craziness, man. So Hov got to stay. And I mean, he's been consistent. If Hov dropped a verse today, everybody gonna check for it. Today, 2021. And from 1996 to 2021, consistently fire. You know what I'm saying?
It's the only song on that. Well, it's one of the only songs on that Khaled album folks were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hov has only put one, like, it's arguable. He's only put like 1 to 2 bad albums out of his entire catalog. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say what those albums are because that's a whole nother debate. But if you're thinking Blueprint 3 and Volume 3, then you would be right. Anyway, so Hov got to stay. The next on my list, that leaves That leaves the God, Nas, Nasty Nas. Started out with Large Professor. You know what I'm saying? Like Queensbridge Finest or Tupac. Now, a young Felt 5, before he was Felt 5, would have told you, I can't get rid of either one of these artists because I love both of these artists equally. You know what I'm saying? But the Felt 5 of now would tell you, and I'm just going to go ahead and get this out of the way, would tell you Tupac goes home, man. He don't go hot. He don't go hot as Biggie, Nas, and Hove. And I'm going to tell you why. Tupac has the charisma to make anything happen. But it takes more than that for me. You know what I'm saying? And his albums did not reach me in the same way as when I heard Illmatic, as when I heard, you know, I Am, as when I heard It Was Written, which is, you know, the pretty much the holy trinity of Nas's albums for me. You know, Illmatic, It Was Written, and I Am. After that, you know, he fell off a little bit. He came back with Stillmatic, super hard. I liked Hip Hop Was Dead. Hip Hop Is Dead, you know. A lot of people ain't like that album.
I like Hip Hop Was Dead. I think I like Nigga a little bit more than I like Hip Hop Was Dead.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Now Nas has always had a problem picking beats.
Oh yeah, his beats are ass.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't
Except
know.
for Rewind. Rewind, my God.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, you know, the first 3 albums, beats were incredible. Just after that, you know, I don't know what happened. But anyway, Tupac, what gets Tupac off this list for me is he has the charisma of everything. Rap ability, you know, and some people think he's the greatest rapper of all time.
Man,
he's not. He's not, man. He's not even close. You know, he ain't even close to the greatest rapper of all time. Now, he has the charisma to make you think he does. You know what I'm saying? If you were in proximity to Tupac and you felt that energy, he would probably make you think that he could move a mountain. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here to tell you, you know, it's a lot of people that can out rap Tupac, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, it's a lot of people that can out rap Tupac, man. You know, from a flow standpoint. But that charisma was incredible. But he don't go hot as everybody up here. He does not deserve to be on the list with Biggie, Hove, and Nas. You know what I mean? Now, if you think I'm an East Coast truther or an East Coast supremacist, that's not true, because my favorite rapper of today is a West Coast rapper. You know,
well, first off, Pac was an East Coast rapper that just claimed West Side.
Yeah, but
he's from Jersey, yo. Anyway,
yeah, I know it. And then he lived a large part of his life in Baltimore too, right?
Baltimore, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I said that like y'all, like how Baltimore people say it. I said Baltimore. You know, I was trying to respect y'all. I love y'all, Baltimore. I love Baltimore. Baltimore. But yeah, man, he don't go hot. He goes go home. You know
so it's unanimous.
It's unanimous, man.
It's unanimous.
Tupac, get out of here, man. You know what I mean? You can hit him up that way. You feel me? Much respect, though. You know, much respect, though. We love you. Respectfully.
Okay. Disrespectfully. Oh, man. All right. 1 up, 1 down, man. I'm glad we are back. Felt, what you got up this week, brother?
Man, we are working. We're gonna have another Go Hot next week. We're gonna come together, and we're gonna, you know what I'm saying, this is a little bit of a rough cut this week, you know, between me and my man's Nick. We've been through a lot of things, and you know, we coming back next week stronger than we were. You know what I'm saying? We just getting started. The motor's just getting running. So y'all, you know what I'm saying? Blessings to y'all in y'all week. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, you accomplish everything that you want to accomplish. And you know what I'm saying? Hey, much love to y'all, man. Gemini season.
Jesus Christ. Well, just one more time. Instagram at the Zoommates, at Felt5, at Nick Eden, YouTube, the Zoommates podcast. And if you want the audio version, www.anchor.fm/Zoommates. One
Yes,
up,
sir.
one down. We appreciate everybody who's listened, shared, liked, or disliked, followed us on Instagram, subscribed
Hi,
on
haters.
YouTube. We appreciate all of you. Yeah, if you're hating, it's fine. The engagement keeps us up anyway. Other than that, we will see you all same time, same place next week. Take
Gemini
care.
season, baby. Gemini season.
Got it up.